Horror Lies.
Hey guys, Rob from Georgia here, and I'm your Wednesday night host here on BodyBags. It is week 353. It is week number 1 of June. And with that, it's random, so I decided to begin an adventure of sorts and maybe take an entire look at the Demons franchise over the course of time, of course. Beginning with the first entry, Lamberto Bava's gore fest film from 1985, of course simply known as Demons. Man, what a freaking movie. You know, between the heavy metal, the score by Claudio Simonetti, the tracks, be it from Saxon, Accept, Motley Crue, man, this is an extremely fast-paced, in-your-face, practical effects, gore fest, man, smorgasbord of just absolute fun. And this is the, of course, this is the Arrow. You see Demons 2 over here. This is the Arrow, of course, reversible cover art. That's the black stencil. I just love that. But the cover art that I would have known as a kid, renting it on VHS, of course, that's in the interior. It's 2-disc Blu-ray, of course, region-free Arrow. But I actually, maybe I should say region locked. I don't want to confuse anyone. It is UK. You can tell on the cover right there. But man, this goes back, man. This is when I was a kid, went to, renting VHS tapes out of the video store. Movie World was my place. And, they had a little castle thing up in the back area for all the horror flicks. I don't know. They had a number of shelving units just full of horror flicks. They had an Italian section. And that is the store, that is the video store that I first got introduced to Italian cinema. Man, I'm telling you, I was so entrenched in just the regular day-to-day horror that I can't remember what the very first film was that I brought home, but I want to say the early ones. It could have been Suspira, probably Creepers, or Phenomena, but it was marketed as Creepers early on here. Of course, Cut. Demons would have been on the shelf. A lot of the Fulci, a lot of Fulci stuff would have been on the shelf. So slowly but surely, I started to get introduced to it, and ultimately, I know for a fact I would have rented this, and my mind would have just been blown away, man. I mean, Italian horror for me, right where I was, mid to late teen. Of course, I was born in '70, so by the time '80 hits, I'm 10, and man, the '80s just unfolds, man. It was a trip and a half, man. And as I got in, it was just the convergence of heavy metal, gore, and the Italian style. And of course, Dario Argento's name's on this thing, and I ought to mention that, man. The convergence of writers, man. Here you got Sacchetti, man. I love that guy. The work he did for Fulci. You got Argento, of course. You got Bava, Barberini, I think. So you got a bunch of hands in this, man. But it's not like something like Bava's Devilfish, where there's so many writers in the movie. This narrative just seems so scatterbrained. There's nothing scatterbrained about this, man. There might have been some creative, narratively speaking, choices along the way that causes you to scratch your head a little bit. But for the most part, man, this is solid, man. I mean, solid, man. If you're still new, and I can't imagine if you're watching this, you are, but if you're still new to Italian cinema, if you've never seen Demons, you love heavy metal, you love gore, you love Italian cinema, man, that's all you need with this, man. Claudio Simonetti brings the freaking score on this, man. It is amazing. Some of the gore scenes, oh man, Moodz talks about the running pus and just stuff that, man, it just makes you want to gag, man. Also, too, there was a Bava Spotlight Italian month. I can't remember what episode it was, but the 22 Shots of Moodz and Horror has covered Demons 2, and I'm trying to think, there was one just before that in that particular show, but if you just go in there, you'll find it. I think Derek is part of that group, too. Cinematography, you got the guy that brought, his work. He did Dario Argento's World of Horror, shot that for Michele, who has, two parts in this. One as the masked man dressed in black who's handing out the tickets to this thing, and he's also in the film within a film. But this cinematographer would also come back for Demons 2, Witchery and things like that. Sergio Stivoletti would do the effects, and man, they are freaking awesome. He would also come back for Demons 2. He worked on Opera and Cemetery Man. So man, I'm telling you, there is just a convergence of some really creative people here. The cast is not bad at all. In fact, when you get into the theater house, the girl who is basically managing things in the theater house was the little girl at the very end of Mario Bava's Bay of Blood. I mean, there's just a lot of goodies in there, man. But anyways, quick, if you've never seen it, really what you have here is Michele Hovey's character is out and about in the city. This is shot in Berlin and Rome, and he's handing out tickets to this theater house that's showing a horror film. I'm pretty sure called Demons, which is the film within a film. And anyway, so we get our main girl, Cheryl, invites her friend Kathy. You got a confluence of some other character groups, one led by Bobby Rhodes. They show up, right? They show up, and as the show gets going, one of the hookers that is with Bobby Rhodes, she puts on, there's a motorcycle main foyer, and she puts on this mask. It's a demon mask. She ends up cutting herself. She eventually will transform into a demon, and she will begin the havoc in the house, man. And it is a roller coaster ride, man. And it's all contained, man, for the most part, because all their exits and ways of getting out of this place, for the most part, have been sealed off, right? So you just get this contained demon outbreak, infectious demon outbreak in this theater house. Just, man, with heavy metal on Claudio's work, it is just, man, over the freaking top, but in a good sense. It just never lets up. It never lets go. And right to the very end, when you're just kind of left with this ominous sense that when our heroes, protagonists, when we do get a couple survivors get out of there, and at the end, we're just sort of left with this. This infection has broken out into Berlin, the city. And so that in of itself, man, lends some really interesting imaginative thoughts, as to, holy crap, if we just saw this whole thing, happen on this grand scale, but contained, what would it be like over the course of an entire city, man? That is, so it lends itself to some very imaginative thinking on that. So, I mean, Demons, really, I'm not sure what else to say except, the Arrow, if you don't have a copy, the Arrow edition is, I should have checked to see if it's still up, but Amazon UK or the Arrow site, I know it was really affordable when I got this and Demons 2 at the same time. But it is region locked, but man, it is, if you weren't able to get the metal case edition, whatever, excuse me, this is pretty sweet, man. I just freaking love Italian cinema. What is there not to love about it, man? When it hits the groove, it hits it, man, and it's freaking awesome. It is freaking awesome, and this is a great example of Italian cinema at its freaking best. And again, Lamberto Bava, man. His dad, the great Mario Bava, maybe my favorite film, of course, Black Sunday, Bay of Blood, and a whole slew of other films. So really, it's in his blood, and I would say from Blade in the Dark right up through Demons 2 was Lamberto's heyday. That was probably his great moment in the limelight. With all that being said, man, we'll just kind of close this thing out here again. Week 353, Lamberto Bava, Demons, the 22 Shots podcast. That is episode 93, pretty sure on that. 93 Lamberto Bava Spotlight. You'll catch the review for at least Demons and Demons 2. I can't remember. There's a third one. I can't remember which one that was. But episode 93, check that out. Also, me and the guys over, Glenn over at Bay of Blood, as an extension, our Black and White Nights commentary session. We actually watched this one last night, so look for that to be dropping in the near future. And to see this thing in black and white, was really fascinating. So many elements of it really worked well, especially the opening shot at the train station. Just the interior of that, and of course the exterior shots in the city. It just really looked, even in throughout the film, and the effects, the practical effects, just a unique way of viewing the film. So I highly suggest, if you ever get a chance, throw this bad boy on, turn off your color, put it on warm temp, and check this thing out. Yeah, so I guess we'll just end it off with there. Lamberto freaking Bava. Next week, Label Week, and it is Synopsis, I believe. I'll be looking at Intruder from 1989, and so we're going to have fun with that. And we'll just watch June just continue to unfold. And hopefully, prayerfully, we'll see a lot of what's going on right now, at least here in this country, begin to calm down. And let's hope on that. As always, man, as always, we end these things off with Go Bills.
This is not a dream. Not a dream.